to go. You get stand-up fights, you get great ground skills. Always, you know, half the times you come to these fights, there's only one woman fight on the card, and 50% of the times it's the fight of the night.
I mean, look at the pace right here, round two. Swinging like crazy. Good technique, not crazy swinging, but just swinging like crazy with the energy, with the technique. Nice kick by Magana, but it allowed a nice little setup, good timing, but Aguilar's bleeding from the nose. Nice to see Magana connecting right there, but here we are. She's got a sweep setup. If Aguilar could push that knee down and get over, she could have a mount right against the cage right here.
Like you said, Ben, Magana stepping right into that pocket. She stepped in, and that's what it takes. Sometimes you just got to do it. You got to force yourself to step in there, and she caught Aguilar coming in.
Yeah, Magana definitely from the first round to the second round, her stand-up game improved.
One of the most important things, if you're going to stand and fight somebody on your feet, you can't be afraid to be in the pocket. You know you're going to get hit because guess what? It's a fight. But, you know, in order to give a hit, you've got to take that risk, and Magana took that opportunity to go right there. And here we are again, guys. Very familiar territory, but Aguilar is really getting that hip out. She's going to set the right hip down on the floor. She doesn't have much space left. Get the hip down on the floor. She's going to be in a really tough side control position.
Jessica Aguilar has been foaming at the bit to get into the cage. Oh, look at this.
There we go.
Magana on top.
Nice rollover. Aguilar just about had a mount. That was an excellent positional sweep for Magana. These girls are trading back and forth in every aspect of the game. Let's see what Magana can do from the top. Not much. She just had a nice Upa roll to full mount, and this is going to be very dangerous. Very dangerous for Magana.
And she's got the hook sunk in. I don't see Magana shaking someone as strong as Aguilar off. I don't. If she does, I'll be amazed.
Yeah, Aguilar was doing a good job jumping the forearm smashes.
One of my favorite things is put the forehead, the hand on the forehead, and use that leverage to push down. It gives you 2 times the amount of elbow contact to the head. You've got the force of your elbow and the ground going against you. Dan, that's a really dangerous place.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's a gamble what Magana is doing now, but literally, Magana has to go to her belly, but tripod at the same time, so that now Aguilar has got to actually set some kind of post and then hope to come out of that back door. You've got to actually get out of that mount position. You've got to go belly down, giving up your back.
Oh!
Out the back.
Unless you have flexibility.
Awesome flexibility, great control. Now she's in trouble taking an open guard, stand-up ground and pound, looking for a knee bar possibly, showing that flexibility and that ground capability.
Dan, don't you love it when the fighters make you look so prophetic? She just did exactly what you said she was going to do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think so. I could have never done that. Let's put it that way.
Nice pass to, I can't tell, looks like we're back to a half guard again. One thing about that position, just before she had that backdoor pass, it was interesting. I was going to say, Dan and Jay, that Jessica Aguilar was doing a great job at her mount positioning. You can be too low or you can be too high. You have to be in that right area just above the hips to make it difficult to pass. But all of a sudden, you know, that went against what I was thinking, and she had a great pass right there, and here we are, half guard all over again.
You're watching World Fighting Championships #6 Battle in the Bay. Jay Adams alongside Ben Glossop, Dan the Beast Severn. We're honored to have him at the dais with us, and we are calling a great fight between 2 women warriors here in the cage. 120-pounders, Jessica Aguilar and Angela Magana. And it has been some trading, it's been some good groundwork, and it's been a great fight.
Just a classic type of chess match down there on the ground. I mean, both girls, fighting once before, but they know each other quite well. I'm really impressed with what they were doing in their striking capabilities, but the way that they've actually given up position to each other too. Incredible that they were able to sweep and go right from mount, counter-attacking. Jessica has done a great job of continuing to land strikes and rack up more points with being down on the ground, though.
Absolutely. Aguilar is showing some great striking, some great ground and pound, but what I'm impressed with is the amount of trouble that Magana's kind of been in. She's showing some great versatility and getting her sweeps. She just did a hip out and went for a single leg, you know, kind of you're on the ground, so it's not really a takedown, but a single leg setup to change position. Jessica went back against it. If you look at striking ability, if you look at what's happened on the ground from a submission standpoint and a striking standpoint, how these fights ended up from standing and down, this is easily fight of the night so far, just because of every aspect of this game is being showed by these two girls right here.
End of round 2. It's got to be a Jessica Aguilar round as well. But the fact that Magana is keeping it so close, anything can happen in the 3rd round. But the danger is, you know, you've given away 2 rounds, so now you're in that situation where you have to either be so well, actually, you can't even be convincing. You've got to actually get the submission or the knockout now.
Well,
I mean, unless you have an incredible round. I mean, what can she do point-wise other than submitting or knocking out? What's her options?
Well, you know, Dan, I don't know, you'll probably agree, but, you know, the thing with this is the old golden rule. If you want to win, you never leave it to the judges. And if Magana were to come out and just have some explosive takedown, some fierce ground and pound, the last round is the last thing the judges see. They could say, well, you know, she's taken some hits, but she's also shown great submission defense. And right now we're going to take a look at her, you know, changing the pace of the fight, changing the control of the fight. The judges might say, guess what? She wins the fight now. So I think, though, that said, she's got to win this fight with a submission or a knockout. Even though you don't want to leave it to the judges, it's pretty well in the hands of Aguilar, as you said, Jay.
Yeah, she had the great reversals. This was her, I think, the highlight of the fight so far for Magana was getting out of that, shrimping out the back, just like Dan Severn had prophesized, and he said, I'm going to do what Dan told me to do, shrimping out the back, but it was pretty much all Aguilar for about